It's finally happening. Heyo, my Planet Coaster friends. Taglined 7 years ago, we're finally getting a Planet Coaster 2, my friends. It is freaking happening. I may have cried a little watching this here reveal trailer. Oh my god. Oh, if you haven't seen the trailer yet, you're looking at it here with some music swapped out. I'll have a link in the description for the original one from Frontier. Go check it out. And yes, I am a bit late to this party. I am finding out about this at the same time as everyone else, so we could share in the hype together. But apparently, I have an email from Frontier trying to reach out to me for some sort of game reveal, which in hindsight must have been Planet Coaster 2. Whoops! I'm just dumb, and I haven't been filtering through my emails in a hot minute, and I missed it. So, Frontier, I have to apologize. I missed it, and I'll be keeping a better eye on my inbox going forward, and I would love to be involved with Frontier in any capacity related to Planet Coaster. Absolutely. Here I am, 7 years later, you guys, still making Planet Coaster 1 videos on a regular basis, and I just finished releasing a brand new community contest not only 2 weeks ago. So you guys, this might actually be the last Planet Coaster 1 contest, and we're doing it like right at the tail end of this game's lifespan. So couldn't be happier to bring you guys what we now know as the last community contest. And it just so happens, when I launched this contest, I said it's the biggest, bestest, badass, craziest contest we've ever done in the channel's history, combining every single contest we've ever done into one giant community collab. And what a better way to go out of Planet Coaster 1 than with a contest like this. It wasn't planned. It's just complete luck. All things happen for a reason, I guess, you guys. I cannot believe it. That is the final contest to go out on that it literally includes everything we've ever done. I just can't believe it. There's no words, you guys. Anyways, I am here for the long haul on this. You guys know it, as I'm still here 7 years later doing community contests right up to the end of the life of Planet Coaster 1. In fact, Planet Coaster 1's probably going to still live on here on the channel. We still have many amazing parks and coasters to feature, so it's time to get back to the daily uploads, I think. My ignorance is bliss. I didn't have to keep any secrets from you about this reveal, and it was as exciting to me as it is for everyone else. It brought a tear to my eye, not gonna lie. This panning shot of the water slide here, I literally cried a little. So let's talk about it. We're gonna go over all the features, but a quick fun side story, just a little heart to heart. I was actually having a conversation with my cousin just the other day, talking about a Planet Coaster 2 potential because of rumors and speculation and stuff like that. The bug was out there. Frontier was starting a stream with some guest sound effects and all that stuff. Both of us being ex-game developers, we're kind of trying to put the pieces together to figure out, what could it be and why. If you look at Planet Zoo, it's a massive upgrade in graphics and tech and weather and lighting and all of that stuff. But then it's in a completely new facelift to the simulation side. There's no coasters, and instead there's animals, there's habitats, and the whole focus is on the zoo and the zoo simulation. So obviously that's a good standalone game. Are the graphic updates, the quality of life features, and everything that Planet Zoo has enough to make a Planet Coaster 2 sequel? And the answer to that would be no. It would be a resounding no. If from a game developer standpoint, it's going to need something bigger, a bigger selling point. So how can you add more? And it would be that of the Waterslides. It would be that of the water park. But that's not all. My cousin brought up an interesting point. Networking. As we've noticed, Frontier has developed a Frontier Upload website for all of these console platforms, but they're not cross-compatible. And we have Steam as our PC platform. So one thing that I'm hoping for and speculating for is the networking bringing us all together as one community for Planet Coaster 2. Is there a Frontier platform that PC, Xbox, PlayStation all upload to, where we can now now share blueprints cross-platform. That is my biggest hope, and I think that would really bring us all together into the same community. There's no walls between us, and we can all participate in everything together. That is my biggest hope, and that, again, would be a massive selling point for a sequel. Developing these internal networking systems would be better introduced in a sequel than it would be to have as an update. So that is my biggest hope. I haven't seen any confirmation on this, but we'll find out soon enough. Anyways, let's get into the new exciting features, everybody. Water slides, water parks, the long-awaited water slides. From my understanding, Frontier developed RCT3, which include the fan favorite Soaked expansion, something everybody expected and hoped for in Planet Coaster 1. However, the tech just wasn't there back then 7 years ago. So now that they have that updated engine and tech, it seems very fitting to have this as one of the main selling points for Planet Coaster 2, so much so that they included it right into the new logo, which I absolutely freaking love. I'm super glad this is coming right out of the gate as well, as it could have easily been an amazing expansion pack that they could have monetized later on. This is truly the type of content separating it from Planet Coaster 1, and definitely the selling point to make it a true sequel that draws everybody in. So what can we expect from these water parks and water slides? So first of all, I want to give a massive shout out to the one and only Silverette. Upon hearing the news of Planet Coaster 2, he was the first creator I went to go watch because of his knowledge for theme parks is unparalleled to anyone else out there. Silv is absolute legend. I'll have a link to his channel down in the description as a shout out. You can go watch his thoughts on Planet Coaster 2 as well. He was able to spot and confirm the following slides from the trailer and private reveal videos that he was shown. So we have the body slides, trapdoor slides, looping flumes, bowl slides, sphere shape slides, half pipe, and multi-lane. And my personal favorite, the new Slide Queen mascot. This is simply an incredible addition to the Planko mascot family. I love this new queen. I don't even know what we're going to call her. What's her name? Throw down a comment below. What do you think the new mascot's going to be called? I mean, King Coaster was the first one. So what is this? Queen Water, Queen Slide? I don't know. What are we going to call this mascot? Let me know what you guys think down below. I think she's absolutely amazing. So I got to say, this is an impressive amount of slide content for us all to enjoy. More than I actually even knew was possible. So gone are the days of me flying my camera down a fake pretend slide. This feature alone is enough fun for us for the next 3 years at least. Day 1 water park contest, anyone? Join the Discord, guys. Links are in the description. Get hyped. You can expect us to have a day 1 water park contest of some sort. As we, when Planet Coaster 1 first released, the first update within the first month was go-karts, and we did a go-kart contest. That's where it all began. So it's all going to begin here, most likely with a water park contest. So what else though? What else is in Planet Coaster 2? This is Planet Coaster after all. In the trailer, we have 5 confirmed coasters. The main thematically fitting coaster being the B&M Surf Coaster, an Intamin Mega Coaster, Dive, Woody, and Vekoma Corkscrew. We can only assume some water-based coasters will make a return, and water track rides which existed in Planet Coaster 1. Planet Coaster 1 had pretty much every coaster type that you could hope for. Many of which were added in over the years, and then later updates and features would improve coasters, such as dual synchronized coasters were also added later. So today Planet Coaster 1 has pretty much the whole package. Thus, it's pretty hard to launch a sequel and have more than the original game, and we rarely see this. Most of the time sequels have less than the original game and are built up to kind of surpass it over time, which you see with games like The Sims, for example. So this is likely why they are highlighting the water slides as the new main selling point. Chances are the game may launch with less coasters than the original had, but over time end up with a lot more, which I'm totally cool with. So you can't really complain if it's not up to par with 7 years of updates and DLC to Planet Coaster, because it's launching with water parks. That's amazing. So we'll get there, guys. We'll get there. Not to worry, it'll all come in due time. So next up is the flat rides. The most notable feature shown in the trailer is the ability to customize the flat rides in some sort of way. Wow, this was actually Park Beyond's selling point in possifying flat rides, and here we get to do it ourselves, which is even better. It's unclear if these are pre-selected choices, which we add and subtract little pieces ourselves, or if we can actually attach any type of scenery piece to certain like anchor points on the gizmos. I'm hoping it's the latter, as if anyone is familiar with this channel and our community contests here, we do a thing called flat ride skin contests. This is where you have to use scenery to transform a ride into something completely different. If we're able to attach scenery pieces to the movement and motion of flat rides, which appears to be possible in this trailer, then you can come to expect the most groundbreaking creative creations coming from this community and our future contests. And this will end up probably being one of the first contests we're going to host here after a water park contest. 100%. What else is there to say about flat rides? They're there. You can expect all the fan favorites. You can expect what we saw in Planet Coaster 1, and you can see a bunch of them in the trailer. I'm excited to decorate them, and I can't wait to see what the community does. But what are they going to do it with? That would be our theme and scenery. Apparently, there will be 5 scenery themes to decorate your parks with on launch. First and most importantly, everybody knows how much of a fan I am of the Planet Coaster theme. In Planet Coaster 1, this had a limited, almost unfinished tile set and was very underused as a result. However, I still loved it. Looks like it's finally getting the facelift that it deserves in Planet Coaster 2. I think it'll be much more appealing to people based off of how it looks in this trailer, and I'm super stoked to see the cool things that we can do with the new pieces for the Planet Coaster 2 official theme. Next up, we have the heavily showcased summer resort theme from the water park trailer. It looks like it comes paired with a new cool shark mascot. I personally really love this theme because in Planet Coaster 1, we sort of had to mix the Adventure Pack DLC with the fantasy base assets to sort of create this style. And I hope to see Tiki Chiki make a return because I think they're gonna love this theme as well. Also shown in the trailer was the aquatic theme, and this is honestly the most exciting thing ever. We have featured many underwater creations in the past in Planet Coaster 1, but people were forced to create underwater sea themes using the Theme Maker Toolkit external models or creative combinations of weird shapes and objects to pull off these underwater sea themes. So what I'm most excited for here is to see what type of underwater rides and coasters people are going to create in Planko 2. Then there is talk about a mythology and Viking theme being introduced, both which are not native to Planet Coaster 1, but were manually invented using creative combinations of pieces to achieve them in the past. Having these in the game by default is much more welcomed to the standard fantasy kit that we had in Planet Coaster 1. These 5 themes tell us that Frontier are willing to dive a little bit deeper and be much more specific with the themes and packs going forward, rather than somewhat generic adventure pack, spooky pack, and those are the things we've seen from Planet Coaster 1. So one can only hope and to see more elaborate fan favorite themes arrive down the road as DLC, maybe such as a steampunk pack? Fingers crossed. It is a bit odd that we have no word on the traditional sci-fi or pirate themes which launched with Planet Coaster 1, but this leads me to speculate that they might be far more elaborated on and improved on for future DLCs that far surpass the original game's designs. We often felt that pirate was underused, that sci-fi was underused, and it might have just been because the sets were kind of limited out of the box and somewhat generic as opposed to what they could have been if they were their own standalone DLC that were much more elaborate. So I'm actually kind of excited to see where sci-fi lands as a DLC in the future and what kind of fun things that will come from that. So I'm okay with sci-fi and pirate not being in the launch of the game, and I can't wait to see what kind of fun things we can look forward to in terms of DLC for Planet Coaster 2. All right, let's talk about the graphics and improvements. One of the biggest selling points is the facelift to a now 7-year-old game, which we're kind of trying to make look better with reshade and all that sort of stuff. The popularity and wow factor that Planet Zoo brought to the table is an obvious first comparison. Basically, all the improvements we saw to Planet Zoo, from higher quality models, shaders, textures, incredible lighting improvements, and most importantly, weather effects, these should all be expected to be in Planet Coaster 2, if not even improved on further from what we saw in Planet Zoo. I personally love the idea of weather and how that can play into the campaign mode. One of my fondest memories as a kid was playing the game Themepark for the SNES, and after beating the first level, they challenged you to make a theme park in the winter. While this makes absolutely no sense to do, as a Northern Canadian, I am very fond of the look of snow and want to make frozen theme parks for the sake of it. I did make Yetiland after all, you guys. So yes, I want to play with weather in my campaign. Gameplay and management. While we don't know a lot about the management aspects and specifics of the game, I will say that this is one of the areas I look forward to seeing improved the most. As mentioned, growing up on games like Themepark, RCT 1, 2, and 3, I always enjoyed the campaigns and scenario modes, which put constraints on you to then overcome. One of the things you hear me say a lot after hosting like 40 plus community contests for Planet Coaster over the years, I tend to say constraints make you more creative. As such, I've always designed our contests to be similar to that of an RCT scenario. You have to do ABC, but you can't do XYZ. And by doing so, we've succeeded in lifting people's creative blocks when faced with unlimited possibilities, and then put them in situations where they become comfortable with the unfamiliar. And as a result, we've seen people produce the most mind-blowing creations over the years directly thanks to limitations and constraints. And this is why RCT was so much fun. This area of a constraining scenario campaign is something I felt Planet Coaster 1 missed the mark on, but then was made up for later on with the scenario editor, where people could make their own. And upon the release of Planet Zoo, I was pleasantly surprised to see that the campaign was extremely engaging with very fun management gameplay features that were very rewarding to engage with. Thus, it all leads me to believe that the campaign for Planet Coaster 2 is going to be everything I've ever hoped for. And this is honestly where it all began for me. I got hyped for Planet Coaster 7 years ago, mainly for the idea of getting a new theme park game campaign that I could unleash my creativity in and spend hundreds of hours simply replaying one of the many levels over and over again until finally achieving my perfect theme park. In hindsight, our losses often become our strengths. The somewhat lacking campaign of Planet Coaster 1 led me to start then building my first blueprints instead of playing a campaign, and then led me to start making builds and tutorials on YouTube, which then grew a large Discord community. After I started sharing my stuff, people started sharing their stuff with me, and then I started sharing their stuff with you, and it all went round and round, and it all comes back to me putting my time into something else instead of an addicting campaign. So the TLDR, the moral of the story here is, if Planet Coaster 2 has an absolutely amazing campaign this time around, I guess I'll see you guys in 5 years. Bye now. I'm kidding. You guys can actually expect to get a full Let's Play this time around, although it may just end up being me replaying the first level over and over like I did back in the day on Forest Frontiers and Dynamite Dunes from RCT 1. So, concluding thoughts, everybody. This is absolutely insane. I literally cried with excitement when I first saw the trailer. The community has been hinting and teasing a Planet Coaster 2 for what feels like 5 years now, and it's actually finally real. I honestly gave up on the idea, and it's part of the reason I stopped checking my emails and actually missed my invite to the early reveal. Oh boy. I've been covering Planet Coaster for what will be 8 years by the time the sequel is released, and these have been the most memorable moments of my life. This game has brought me so much joy and, most importantly, connected me to the most amazing people in the world. And it's because of you guys and this amazing community that I ain't ever gonna stop.
But I never gonna stop.
I mean, here we are, guys. 2,500 Planet Coaster videos can be found on my channel. 40 plus community contests, 1,000 plus coaster spotlights, 600 plus park spotlights, and many amazing collaborations and parks that we've all built together over the years. And now we get the privilege of doing it all over again, and even better this time around, and I couldn't be more ecstatic. So you guys and gals, cheers to the most exciting decade of enjoyment we're all about to have together yet again. I'm Johnny5 Alive, and I haven't felt this alive since Planet Coaster 1. Let's go.